Is in the hospital this morning after a shooting between police and a large group of teenagers outside of Six Flags. Channel 2's Veronica Griffin is live where the shooting happened near the South Service Road in Cobb County. Veronica, in the past 5 minutes, you learned some new details about that victim.
That's right. Investigators told us just moments ago that the person shot by police
was a 15-year-old. Now, the gender and name has not been released at this time. Meanwhile, we were here last night when police searched for evidence under a roller coaster. Flashing lights near the end of opening day for Six Flags. Investigators tell us it was around 6:15 last night when a group of people were running through the park fighting. The GBI says Cobb County Police and security were able to push the crowd off the property. Investigators say some in the crowd started firing at officers, telling us an officer fired his gun back, hitting one person. Medics took that person to the hospital. Some guests from the park waiting to get picked up by their parents were sent to a nearby off-site staging area. We talked to a resident who lives near the area. Shocking, because I don't really hear about the shootings as much. Well, I don't really come outside as much, so it was kind of shocking. Now back here live in a statement, Six Flags told us that the shooting did not take place on their property, adding that we join our community and the Atlanta region in our commitment to safety and security. We won't put up with that type of activity here.
Opening day at Six Flags turns to chaos. Hundreds of people ran through the park fighting, and when officers tried to get a handle on this situation, someone opened fire. So, Bridget, do we know at this point who fired those shots?
We are told that it was actually somebody in that crowd that fired the shots toward an officer. Now, what we're told is that Cobb Police and Six Flags security, they're actually dealing with that huge unruly crowd of about 500 to 600 people. We were told they were running through the park and fighting, so police followed the crowd out of the park onto Six Flags Parkway. At that point, they say a number of people began shooting at police officers. One of those officers shooting back and hitting one of those people in the crowd. That person, we're told, is at Grady Hospital right now. We don't know their condition, but we do know that the GBI is taking over at this point. As you can see, several roads in this area will be blocked off for some time as they conduct their investigation.
The panic on opening day at Six Flags over Georgia after officials say 500 to 600 people ran through the park fighting. This all led to an exchange of gunfire right outside of the property that sent at least one person to the hospital.
Just absolute chaos, as you mentioned, there erupted here near Six Flags earlier this evening, where GBI officials say they are investigating an officer-involved shooting that left one person with a gunshot wound. Now, this all started, as you mentioned earlier there, when Six Flags Park security say that they were met with an unruly crowd of about 500 or 600 people here inside the park that were running through the property and fighting. Now, they contacted Cobb County officers for backup. While officers were trying to get that crowd of people off of the property, they say those individuals fired at officers, who then fired shots back, hitting one person. And that person was taken to the hospital for treatment. We're told no officers were injured, but a vehicle was damaged. Videos of the incident have been circulating online. They show a herd of parkgoers stampeding out of property, just trying to get to safety at the sound of those gunshots. Park officials said there were no shots fired on park property, and that the shooting itself took place on South Service Road, which is obviously just a few hundred feet from the culprits. Seemed to be underage kids. In a statement from a spokesperson, they said, quote, "Our goal is to provide safe, fun entertainment. It is incredibly disappointing that our community is disrupted at public events throughout the region by groups of underage youth. Just like other venues in the area, we are committed to keeping this type of trouble outside our park and off of our property."
Crazy that a group of kids could cause all this. It was a real big group of kids. I've never seen a group of kids like that if outside of a high school. Parents need to just control the kids better, probably, or step in and make sure the kids is doing what they need to be doing.
Still unclear is whether there will be any arrests or whether any of those children will face charges.